It's Thursday, and you know what that means. Welcome to Max Wrestling, episode 504. This is your captain speaking with the one and only El Jefe, Moses Marquez, here to discuss every single twist and swerve in pro wrestling.
Coming up tonight, we look back at WrestleDream in the end of Bryan Danielson's full-time career. Plus, the Golden Gauntlet continues, moving into week 4 as I am still standing tall, maybe not to some, but to me at least. But this week, my opponent is actually a shocker to me and you because it's a debut, and it's a guy by the name of Blade Rodriguez. Good God Almighty. I hope he's sharp and better be ready. Do not forget to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button down below right here on our beautiful YouTube page, and head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast for all the audio fun. And, of course, head over to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com, the beautifully done website, for all your links and a whole bunch more. It'll send you back here, but don't trip. There's a whole bunch of other fun stuff you want to check out.
Yeah, like past episodes, special events, max events. Check out those max events. And right after the show, go straight to TikTok, Cypher the Prophet. QR code is right there somewhere. I don't know which side I'm on this week. Depends what Skype wants to do. For our brand new post show after Max, hosted by our very own television champion, Cypher. He had a good week last week. It seemed to do something because YouTube numbers shot up again last week. Thank you very much for the traffic. And keep supporting Corey's TikTok as well.
Absolutely.
So we're not going to be recapping Rampage or Collision, but we will talk Dynamite in a little bit because Rampage and Collision happened before the pay-per-view, which took place on Saturday, which was WrestleDream. And for some, it was a Wrestle Nightmare.
Yeah, as DC said, we called it Wrestle Murder in the TSK.
It was Wrestle. You know what? The BCC, that's still the name. That's what Evil Uno called them. If they do change the name, it's got to be something like Murder Incorporated in that name somewhere, because they are straight up killing people.
I could totally see like Murder Inc. or something like that. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, is there not already a team called that or something? Or there was?
I swear I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know.
There was Money Inc. in TNA.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then no, in WWE, and then there was Ink Inc. in TNA. They were tattoo enthusiasts. I think Shannon Moore was one of them. I'm sure Mike will tell me the other one. Jesse Nails. It's old school TNA.
Your guess is good.
But Ink Inc. was a great name. But anyway, WrestleDream. We'll get into the rest of the matches, but obviously the hot topic was the main event, which was, as we all expected, Bryan Danielson's last full-time match. Gotta be honest, I got an issue with the ending. Not so much the post-match angle. I'm fine with the beatdown and everything. Like, it furthers Mox's faction, but I just felt like the end of the match was actually flat as fuck.
I could say that about a good chunk of the show, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. How can I put it in a simplistic words? It just showed up. There was no real build to the ending, and then all of a sudden, dude's in a choke, and it doesn't even look that deep, but they were rolling around in it for a little bit, and then it was over, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, it was, is that it ending?
Yeah.
I get a pass-out ending. We've seen it before, but like, two problems. One, B-Dry was still conscious.
Very much so.
And you called for the bell without even checking his arms.
Yep. I don't think there was a tap.
No, there was no tap. The ref just called for the bell, and Bryan was just like... So I just didn't get the ending. If you're going to go for a pass-out ending, like, pass out.
Pass out.
Or do the arm drops or something, not just call for the bell on a submission.
Yeah, at least at minimum, I've always said at least do the fucking arm drops. That builds a little bit of anticipation and but it's helpful. It also gives you the reality. Is this guy really out? You know, we're not like, look at him. He looks out. Well, I don't know. The fucking camera's over there. Make it actually look the real way, but it didn't work. It fell flat.
There was almost no reaction to it because I think the audience seemed to be the same as us. They didn't even realize what was going on. It was, oh, wait, what? Is it over? Huh?
But then again, I thought it was all out of the disbelief. Like, oh, my God, they can't believe that it actually happened. Like, it was The Undertaker. And I'm thinking to myself, like, right after. But we fucking knew. Like, it was one of these ones where, like, again, I said it a bunch last week. The writing was on the wall. You know what I mean? We knew this is Bryan's time. But if you really wanted to push it and extend it, you're going to go to Full Gear. Like, no. This is best. It would be best to go out here.
Yeah, and it was his home state, so it made perfect sense. So literally no issue with Mox going over or the beatdown after the match. Just an issue with the actual ending of the match. It made very little sense. But the rest of the match is pretty good.
Yes.
They got their money's worth out of fucking Final Countdown.
Shell, yeah, they did. Again, we keep saying that it's like 10 grand every time they play it. I'm sure it's more, but that check was fat last Saturday.
I'm sure we're going to get Bryan back for the odd match because they keep emphasizing it's the end of his full-time career.
Yes.
But I was still a little bit pissed off when Mox didn't let us have that final full-time Final Countdown pop when he's on the corner. He just jumped in before the fucking... Like, it was literally right before that peak moment of the song, and Mox ruined it.
Yeah, it's that extra heat, baby. It's that extra heat. Mox knows what he's doing.
But it didn't stop the fans because obviously Mox started beats him down, and the fans still go, "Hey, we're not missing it. Final Countdown."
Yep, and they're like, "Yep, this is still a part of our show. We're gonna yell it." They got it in, and then again, it's the crowd. The crowd was actually pretty damn good for a Washington hero. Normally, Washington's kind of on their hands, and not on Saturday. They weren't.
We got a couple of surprises, namely MJF.
Oh, I thought we were
who's been gone a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And that was immediately followed by a bigger surprise.
Yes.
Adam Cole, baby.
Oh my God.
Who we never thought was going to be healthy again.
Well, I mean, everybody had worried, and we were like, this guy's fucking foot is never going to heal, or his ankle.
No.
And it's like, now he's there. And again, I love MJF, even though you're supposed to hate him right now because he's all like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to fucking hobble down? And then all of a sudden he starts feeling, oh shit. It was, I loved it because MJF is the absolute biggest, like, he is the Carney in this whole thing. If there's anybody, like, again, to play him back, I'm going to pull the Jim Cornette here really quick. Wrestling started in the circus days, and that's this whole thing. There's always one over-the-top Carney-like character and then the hero. Well, guess what? Fucking that was as carny as you can get. That fucking reaction. Oh shit. So you gotta hate MJF as much as you can because he's the best heel there is. But that guy is fucking. He's got it down.
Yeah. Like a lot of people complained, are you just gonna flip roles now? Like, yeah, I get it. It's a little confusing because this whole feud kind of started when Adam Cole turned on MJF. So when MJF was a babyface, then MJF returned after. God, how many months?
Fucking hell.
I want to say like 4 or 5.
No, it was longer.
Was it longer?
It was longer. MJF was out for a minute. Remember, he had a busted hip.
He was gone in December after World's End. Came back. Was it? No, it was before All Out, before All In. Double or Nothing? So May?
Right. So
yeah, he was out like 5 months.
Yeah, about fucking, I remember you're right, about 5 months.
So he comes back, kicks Adam Cole, and then Adam Cole disappears again.
Hey.
And then he comes back, and he's the babyface because MJF is heel now. So, yeah, I get it, flip-flopping. But I think Adam Cole tried to explain it pretty well last night. How he was never really the heel. He was just trying to play MJF because MJF is really the fucking heel. And has been all along.
Yeah, but anybody who's bitching about the flip-flopping, didn't Kevin Owens flip-flop with Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Isn't there other examples of flip-flopping rivalries in pro wrestling? Yeah, it happens all the fucking time. Shut the hell up. It's how you continue the stories. You build these guys. You know how it used to be in the territory days? They used to fucking burn you out with the same fucking 7 matches. Burn you out. Literally, months on end. I used to wrestle fucking Ricky Steamboat for fucking 9 months. For 9 months. And then what? They fucking moved me to TV. What the hell? Yeah, that's how it used to be. Welcome to the fucking game, baby. Welcome to the fucking game. As he's got to deal with the fucking, with the door each and every week. I promise you. I swear to God, the guy, his delivery man, watches this show. You, sir, are a jerk off. But anyway. I do want to get into some of this other show. The show itself, I thought it was fine. I wasn't absolutely in love with it. We talk about returns. We got the MJF. We got the Adam Cole. But gotta talk about the Uncle Rico. Yes, Uncle Rico makes his debut here in AEW. I don't care if it's on the fucking pre-show. Him and Billy got this long-standing history, and they even brought it out right there. You know, he tried to make him fucking marry Chuck Colombo, another man. They were not gay, Uncle Rico. They were not gay. Had this whole innuendo, and here we go. They were going to go down memory lane, and they didn't go down memory lane. Instead, they had this whole beef. Billy Gunn gets his attack back, if you will. That's hopefully the last we see of Uncle Rico. You missed the whole Uncle Rico.
Every fucking week with these guys.
I swear to God, I just said too. I swear to God, whoever your delivery guy is watches this show and he's like, "All right, you ready? You ready?"
Yeah,
right now.
They time it fucking perfectly.
Perfectly.
Which
but
means
I went on this whole rant about Uncle Rico because that was the fun part. You know what I mean? We were talking about returns and who people showed up and all this stuff. So I had to do it with Uncle Rico because Billy was still mad that he tried to make him marry a man.
Yeah, and speaking of mad.
Uh-oh.
Trying to come to award-winning podcast with Sam fucking Roberts from New York City.
Yeah.
Trying to come to award-winning.
That's right.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it, Steve. But it's
yeah. Did not expect to see Rico. Complete blast from the past. Hello, 20 years ago.
Guy looks the fucking same.
Yeah, he does.
Like, how does that happen?
Just stick those sideburns on. Got him in a drawer somewhere.
It's like him and R-Truth don't age.
No.
I don't know.
Well, they're very much from the same generation, so I don't know what the hell was in the Kool-Aid in 2004, 2002.
I see. I didn't drink enough Kool-Aid back in the day. God damn it.
Well, maybe we shouldn't.
Hey, it's not some people's Kool-Aids. Anyway, I was sticking to the pre-show. Thank God for fucking Brian Cage winning the TV championship.
Oh, yeah.
Within that, he now shows up as the Don Callis family member. I was like, when the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, obviously, Jake traded him in last week. And, well, I say traded him in. Jake gave him to Don Callis, and then Jake went and managed LFI, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around.
And we've got no further explanation on that.
No, we didn't see Jake last night, and we barely saw LFI. They were just backstage watching TV. As you do.
As you do. That's what you do. As you do. Gotta talk about the triple threat.
Yes.
Very, very good match.
Again, we knew what was coming, but well deserved.
Oh yeah, for sure, well deserved. Great story building with Kyle Fletcher, the Screwdriver, the whole thing. Him and Will Ospreay are going to end up having a fucking killer match at some point, and I can't wait for it. Takeshita is already, before he announced that he was going to take this belt all over the world, and again, we'll get deeper into that in the Dynamite, he's already doing it. I want to say he's got a match in like Rev Pro or something like that with the fucking international championship on the line. So I love this. I fully expect this cat to go into like New Japan and DDT with this belt now.
Nice.
So I think it's fantastic.
I just want to know why Kyle Fletcher was borrowing Cora Jade's outfit.
Hey.
Like he wore the exact same thing that she wore when she did the sneak attack the other week. And that actually seems to be a trend lately. Everybody keeps showing up in the same black hoodie to do a sneak attack.
That's the bad guy hoodie.
It's the bad guy hoodie.
They're going to start selling it in an AEW shop and WWE shop. Here, get your own featured bad guy hoodie. There you
go. But I think I called that last week, or we talked about it maybe happening. And it was pretty obvious anyway that Kyle Fletcher was turning. So he could have just been at ringside and then jumped Ospreay. We didn't really need the whole who the hell is that, because we know it's Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, we know there wasn't going to be many more folks other than them. But it works out. It's going to keep going. Don Callis family has gained all this momentum in the world. Let's see. We didn't get Shane McMahon, which I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. I'm kind of just sticking with the blessing part for right now.
To be honest, I don't think Mox's faction needs it.
I said earlier that it doesn't, but I mean, I'm also in that anticipation that that's the guy behind it all.
Yeah.
It's still like that little inkling feeling that if there was any chance for him to come in, it's this. Because I'm getting a very, you could say NWO, but this is more like the Nexus, but like better betterly done. Is that even a word? Betterly. I'm just gonna make it a word, but I don't know.
It is now.
It feels more Nexus, so I like it a little
Mm.
bit more. It's not as cool and edgy as the NWO were. This is more about a takeover.
Yeah, there is that interesting dynamic with the Elite too, because obviously they didn't react to help anybody last night. They were just kind of, well, it's not our problem. But like then
Assholes.
the whole roster's like, but it is your problem. You're the EVPs.
Assholes.
What else went down? Oh, the fucking the Swerve segment was gold. I wasn't expecting much out of it. I was just expecting MVP to bring out like Bobby Lashley, but we didn't get that either.
Oh, Bobby
Um,
Lash.
but Swerve's promo work was fantastic, and I just love the final confirmation, if you will, that he's not going to turn on Prince Nana when he just goes, "You're my family," and I don't turn my back on family for nobody. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. And it was
Great pop.
You knew that he's not going anywhere. But yeah, like where the fuck is Bobby Lashley at? And I asked that question again, especially when we get into the review of Dynamite. Like, what the fuck's going on? Why am I watching Shelton Benjamin? But it's all beside the point. But let's see, what else went down to WrestleDream? Willow Nightingale looking awesome, but again, writing on the wall. As much as she can look badass, it's just not right now. Maria is gonna keep doing her thing. It's gonna have to be like her and Mina, because that's what she keeps yelling about. Well, I never got my celebration. I never got my celebration. Never got my celebration. So
Yeah. Mariah clearly doesn't follow the dirt sheets because we all know Mina is rocking out with Tony Storm in Japan.
mm-hmm. Come on, bro. Read the sheets one time. One time. Oh goodness. All right. What else went down? Shibata versus fucking Jack Perry was ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shibata, I love you to death, but I mean, like, they wanted to go out there and have like this awesome New Japan match, and you got to feel like the old Shibata was back for a little bit, but then that was it. Like, Jack did nothing to really help anything. It was fucking there, and then
It was 9 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was the shortest match on the whole show.
God, please
Like,
don't.
well, apart from Anna Jay and Holly Cameron on the pre-show, but yeah, that was the shortest match on the whole show.
No love for Shibata.
I still didn't see why Hologram and Mortos had to be on the paper, especially not 2 out of 3. That could have easily been on a Dynamite or a Collision.
Should have.
Darby and Brody was great, especially the ending.
As I said in the clip that went up, it's all over the short right now, getting all the views, and I appreciate y'all for that. These guys, at no point in their life, just decided, well, we're just going to beat the shit out of each other for a living. And then, you know what? Then they decided they will, and it's been gold. It's been gold. Best friends are always the best enemies.
Very true. And I think also Mark Briscoe and Jericho surprised a lot of people by being better than it should have been.
And you know what? I give all the credit to Mark Briscoe. This guy fucking that old fucking motor of his can still go, because he turned it all the way up to 10. I'm sure that was hard. Match. It was very good for what it was. Jericho didn't look strong. I mean, from the times that he did, Mark Briscoe came right back. There was a lot of love and a lot of homage to Jay Briscoe. Thought that was excellent. I just don't know why the fuck we're already turning around and having a rematch. So it just kind of makes me feel like you're going to win the pay-per-view, but you're going to end up losing the belt.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Mark goes 2 for 2. Because, like, I don't know if this was the plan anyway to have 2 matches, or maybe they just thought, well, the reaction to that match was good, let's do another one. But this time we'll make it a ladder war, which, of course, is kind of the Briscoes match.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, the ladder war is kind of the Briscoes match, but Jericho also definitely no stranger to ladder matches.
Nah, but not to this. I don't think to this degree, though.
Oh yeah, no. In fact, I think Jericho's been in some of the best ladder matches. Like the one with Benoit was amazing. Mm-hmm. And he invented Money in the Bank. Let's not forget that.
Yes, don't forget. I was going to say, don't forget the Money in the Bank part. That's super vital.
So I'm actually looking forward to the rematch, and again, hope Mark Briscoe retains. Jericho doesn't need a second Ring of Honor World Title reign, and Mark Briscoe is killing it.
Or a 9th title reign, period. I'm going to be the Nueve. No, you're not. No, the fuck you're not. Like, that just sounds stupid already. And then Private Party, I love y'all to death. I'm sorry, but we saw that one coming too.
Yeah.
But it was super good. It was super good. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? That was probably one of the best matches they've had in AEW. Young Bucks look awesome for being in their 40s now. Are they in their 40s now? God damn, these fuckers are. I would think so.
Well, one of them nearly is. Matt's 39.
Okay, well, they're fucking close enough. The reality is these guys went from like wrestling like every 3-4 months to every 2 to 3 months. It ain't much fucking better.
Yeah.
But it's when they're going strong. They're looking good. It makes it worthwhile. They're able to bring you the quality Young Bucks matches that we rant and rave about over the years.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen some people question like, oh, why did the Bucks go over? Like, you really expected Private Party to go over?
No,
because we didn't.
No, I'm sorry. Like I kept saying, and I know that I'm already saying like away from it, like into the Nexus instead of in the NWO. But again, that reality of that image that they had for their fucking trios match last night, where it was Jack Perry with the TNT, Okada with the Continental, and the Bucks with the tag belts. That image looks awesome.
Yeah.
And they're not going to lose that image for a hot minute. So they need it too, because not only are they EVPs, but they hold gold. So all their decisions are going to look way biased and all this other stuff, especially again, look at last night. So it's best to keep it this way. It's a heat magnet now. It's all heat magnet.
Yeah. And then finally, Jay White, Hangman was a good match. Solid opening for the main card, and beautiful finish turning the buckshot into the fucking Blade Runner. Although glorious. I do kind of wish he didn't spin. Like, if he'd have just caught him and then just dropped him straight away, I think it would have been better. But it was still good.
I was thinking the same thing. As like, you really don't need this extra like pure way. But hey, Jay White, I'm not going to tell Jay White what not to do. But fucking, he finally got a win. He needed this win. Do something with it. It looks like him and Hangman are going to be in a feud. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. Just it's time to start pushing Jay White. Mr. 10 Abs needs some action.
Yeah, it took an L last night, but wasn't clean. It furthers a feud of Hangman, so that's fine. But yeah, overall, not a great pay-per-view, but a good one. It had its moments. Yeah.
Yes, there it is.
It wasn't exactly all out 2021.
No.
Was it 21 that was a bad one? Or was it 2020? There was an all out that was like the worst AEW pay-per-view ever.
That was the 2021, because that was the one they went right to back to back.
Was that the one with the cinematic match between Britt Baker and who's she faced?
Yes, it was.
Because that was the bad one that I'm thinking of.
I want to say that's All Out 2021.
No,
if I'm not mistaken, that was the first year they were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to London," and then they're like, "Oh yeah, the fucking next night we have this." Like, huh?
Wait,
okay.
Actually, it was 2020 because 2021 was when Cole and B Dry and Cole showed up, and I was like, awesome.
Gotcha.
Never mind. They went back to back with a horrible all out to an amazing all out. Gotcha. Yeah, that tooth and nail match with Big Swole was ass.
Well, that's
and then the rest of the show didn't save it. That was also the one where we had Matt versus Sammy Guevara. Yeah.
Like, I'm already like seeing the fucking head go thunk off the fucking cement.
I love it. Just says Matt Hardy defeated Sammy Guevara by knockout. Fucking yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Not to mention the fucking almost goddamn homicidal murder from fucking Big Swole on Britt Baker with the nitrous. Go to sleep, bitch. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, 2020 was full of murder because we also had that Extreme Rules pay-per-view where Rey Mysterio lost an eye. And then grew it back like he's fucking the Creeper.
He is a creeper.
2020 was something.
Something indeed.
But now for the fun stuff, because again, some people still think a leg drop is a perfectly acceptable finishing move. And as such, this is shit Mark say.
Gotta change the move, brother.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me, brother.
They hate Japanese wrestlers. They know less than we forget. They don't know who's the bestler. They're having a wank to Jim Cornette. Not a single GCSE between them. This is shit Mark says.
All right, so unexpected, actually no, very expectedly, with Adam Cole's return this past week, of course we gotta get the arms comments. So,
Oh, come on.
my three-legged dog, that's his name, says,
Hey,
and you have the audacity to question somebody else's limbs.
hey.
Said, have you seen his arms? He couldn't even be a manager in the women's division. My 12-year-old is more defined than he is. Again, are we still really commenting on Adam Cole's arms like he's not still one of the best wrestlers of his generation?
I love this because now I get to bring up awesomeness. Was Bret Hart arms defined, like overly defined? What about Owen Hart? What about the 1-2-3 Kid? Rey Mysterio? Any cruiserweight ever? Go fuck yourself. I don't understand. Just because they're little, these guys got to be fucking shredded like Finn Balor. They all have to fucking be ripped to the goddamn gills like fucking MJF. Are you kidding me?
But I bet these people loved Adam Cole when he was in NXT. Like, oh my god, his feud with Ciampa was amazing, and this, and that. Then when he's in AEW, oh, he's got skinny arms.
These are the same people that say he's got skinny arms, the same people that can't curl 25 pounds per arm.
So
stop it.
What's the solution? We put all wrestlers back on steroids so they die when they're 50. Is that what you want?
That or keep them off TV because apparently they need to be in the gym 4 days a fucking week. Like, again, that we would literally be going backwards. Literally going backwards. Because that's the idea. The idea that you have to be this entirely overly muscular form to even be considered a proper wrestler is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Is Kevin Owens defined? Is Kevin Owens defined? No.
See,
are you kidding me?
Kevin's the opposite. He's always been shit on for being bigger, but he can still fucking move.
This is like that's the shit. That's the shit right there. There's so many other dudes that are in this same negative boat of the small arms argument, but only Adam Cole gets it. Why? What is so wrong with Adam Cole? Because he's that good of a talker? Because believe it or not, when he can go, and unfortunately injuries happen, he's one of the best to do it. But because he's 5'6", and we're all gonna fucking shit a brick because he's 5'6".
Yeah, 5'6", and he's got. I don't give a shit how skinny his arms are. Can he put on a banger? Yes, then fine.
All day long, he can put on a banger.
How many of these body shamers were creaming over his match with Daniel Bryan on that episode of SmackDown that one time?
Yes. Oh, yeah. When the fucking NXT invasion, they needed all that fucking help. Yeah, that was a fucking killer match. Are you kidding me?
Nobody was talking about his arms then. They were the same size.
See, that's, again, and thank you for pointing out the beautifully obvious nonsensory here, is it's when they're in the other company, there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
Nothing. But all of a sudden, his fucking arms this, his arms that. Fuck. Stop it. Stop it.
Adam Cole's never been a bodybuilder, but he has been an exceptional wrestler for like 20 fucking years. Shut up. Exceptional. I almost don't want to read this one. Somehow, some of the worst ones are always a bunch of numbers in the name and no picture.
They want to be identified by the police.
So somebody said grateful for Bianca, Mercedes, Athena, and Willow. Yes. Four very inspirational women. Well, Mercedes. Um,
Give or take.
Now, potential, bunch of numbers. I don't know what you got the potential for because it's not fucking intelligence. Says, nah, fuck Bianca. Fed whore cunt.
Whoa!
Now, I took the Fed two ways. Like, Fed as in she's a WWE girl because obviously, haha, they used to be the Federation. Or Fed as in she's been spoon fed everything. So I kind of took that two ways. But then you just had to throw in the whore cunt. Like, what has this girl done personally to you?
Like,
I get it if you don't like a particular wrestler, but like, is that really necessary?
have to go this far. Again, for the kayfabe is real, obviously, for some
Yes.
folk. Because I mean, like the way you guys react, you swear to God they kicked your dog and tried to burn
On
down
Christmas.
your house. Swerve, yeah, right. On Christmas, and try to burn down your house all fucking Swerve Strickland style. But no, it's none of these things. You're just that's again, like and don't like whoever the fuck you want, for real. To each their own, and be happy when you get there. But to bash for the simple sake of bashing, it does what? Really, it does what? Nothing. Fuck all. It does. It does absolutely
No.
fuck all. It does. It does. It does nothing for future fans, for past fans, for current fans. You're grasping at straws, trying to garner attention. But the reality is your potential bunch of numbers with no picture. There's no attention to be grabbed. You're just a fucking troll on the internet. Terrible.
Now I'm gonna prefix this third one by saying I've always liked Liv Morgan.
Hey.
When she was in NXT, I thought she was great, and she's gonna have a bright future. I like her gimmick. I like how she's elevated herself. I think Liv Morgan is great.
Dude, yeah, again, coming from where she was to how high she's reached. Come on now.
But I'm not going to call them fans. I'm going to call them stans.
Hey.
She has the worst fucking stans in professional wrestling. Like, seriously, these people are demented. And like, these are the type of people that have been talking shit about Rhea Ripley this past week, which she commented on, wishing injuries on her because she's beating up Liv Morgan or whatever. Look, I get Liv Morgan's your favorite wrestler. Chill the fuck out. It's not, I don't want to say real. It's not that serious.
Thank you. That's a better way. It's not that serious.
This dude called Twisted John, with a Liv Morgan profile picture,
Shocker.
said, and it's a very unpopular opinion, we were in the trenches last summer. Like, what the fuck is this set of champions? Now, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to show it up, but I don't really see anything wrong with that set of champions. We got Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Gunther, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then Chelsea Green and Piper Niven as the women's tag team champions. That's a solid set of champions.
I don't see the issue.
How the fuck is that
Maybe
in the
Rey's
trenches?
a little eh.
Yeah.
But hey.
But Gunther, Seth, Roman, how is that in the trenches? Did you live through 2019? Because we did.
I don't think
he
really knows what in the trenches means. I think he really gets it.
No, last summer was actually all of 2023 was a great year.
Fantastic year. It was the turnaround of WWE, for fuck's sake.
The only thing I can see about being in the trenches for this fan in particular, being a Liv Morgan stan, was that Rhea Ripley was the women's champion. I don't see any issue with that entire lineup of champions. Like, yeah, you said Rey Mysterio, okay, but it was also his first ever reign as U.S. champion.
That's right.
So, we'll excuse that one. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn finally tag team champions together.
Hey,
Roman was
just Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Roman had the company in a chokehold. Seth was a brilliant first world champion of this championship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Io Sky. You got a problem with Io Sky too?
popular when she won it. She won it at Mania. Like, come on, like I don't understand the fucking deal.
No, so
Gunther was the fucking hottest thing since the fucking toasted fucking bread. So
yeah, Twisted John, I would love to know what your issue actually is with that set of champions.
I want you to look up in the trenches. Just Google in the trenches definition. Read that definition, and I think maybe, just maybe, sir, you got it flipped upside down.
Yeah, you're definitely twisted. So we'll leave it there because they are marks and that's the shit they say.
Hey.
But we're going to head for a break and we're going to leave you with another random wrestling fact to ponder over. And the answer to this one may actually surprise some people, but think about it. Really think about it. How many pay-per-view matches did Andre the Giant actually have in his career? Stay tuned to the answer.
What's up, guys? It's your TV champion here, Cypher, letting all you know to give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MaxWrestling. We're available on all podcast platforms as well. And give us a check out on social media too, such as Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Also, check out the beautifully done website of maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. New episodes every Thursday. Come and check us out, like and subscribe. Love you guys.
Welcome back to the Cap and Mo Show. This is your captain speaking. He is El Jefe. Speak his name and he appears. Make sure you are liking and subscribed on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. And for all the information that you need, go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And to answer the random wrestling question before the break, how many pay-per-view matches has Andre the Giant had? Now, of course, Andre the Giant was one of the biggest stars of the 80s. But pay-per-view wasn't really what it is today. So, I don't know. This number may be more or less than you expect, depending on which way you think. But the answer is 13. Just
again,
13
more
pay-per-view matches.
A little bit more, but that's right. 13. Hey, still to come tonight, though. We got to go take a look back. We'll take a look back at WWE TNA, but first, it's match week 5 of the Golden Gauntlet, and we have to wait until the beginning of every show to figure out who the opponent is. And I said it's a new guy, so let's see what the debut of Blade Rodriguez brings to the Golden Gauntlet.
Mom, look, I don't care how much fun you and Rodney had. That's none of my business. I'm a little busy. I'm not going to call him for you. Bye-bye. Do you see what I have to deal with? Do you see what I have to deal with? Welcome to another week, match week 5 of the Golden Gauntlet. And unfortunately for some yucky fellow out there, or fella, they have to go up against this disgruntled, this very upset one half of the dynamic duo that hosts this lovely show that is Max Wrestling. Rodney, gotta get this off my chest. My mother says that you stiffed out on a seafood dinner, and sir, that upsets me just as much as it upsets her, so I promise you, you will pay for this, and you and me are far, far from over. But you know who isn't far from over? Whomever my opponent is. Ba-doom-ba-dow. You see what I did there? The reality is whomever is coming up against me again. I spoke about it last week Whether you be the legends, whether you be the OGs, whether you be an actual pro, if you will, in this game, the reality is you have to aboard the train with the conductor at helm. You are having to jump aboard the Mo train. Well, that's a disadvantage in its own right. You really think that you're going to just waltz in to the hottest thing in Max Wrestling today because everybody else has gone away, except for my tag team partner, Beer. It's me, him, and that's it. Everybody else is of irrelevance right now in Max Wrestling, and that's not our fault. No. That's not our fault. That's just because we're that damn good at what we do. We're just that damn good at what we do. You see, he finishes the stories. I make new stars, and Mr. or Mrs. whoever you stand are in front of me. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I am making you a star. I am bringing you to relevance here at Max Wrestling. I am bringing you into the promised land that is the fact that you have a loss against Moses Marquez to your resume. I'm bringing to you quality. Just like I bring to the fans each and every Thursday on Max Wrestling and whenever the TSK decide they want to pop their head. So, to continue on to this lovely thing, whomever my opponent is, I bless your heart for coming out. I truly, truly do. But the reality is the momentum on my side is so high right now, it's not even funny. It is hilarity. And the reality is that, again, I said it in the first week against Teddy, and I kind of said it again last week, and I'll say it again this week. When you get into any tournament with me in it, it turns into the, oh no, it's going to Mo show. It rhymes so well, it just has to happen like that. That's the reality. It just rhymes so well that it has to work out that simply. And again, there's nobody out there who's going to be able to really hand. None of the OGs want it. I already said it. The cats like Robert Davis, the Moni Lynn's, the Chris Maldonados, all those fellas and females out there, they don't want it. They don't want the smoke. They don't want the belt. They don't want the attention. They don't want to be a part of what goes down on the train tracks to heaven with your conductor at helm. And that's okay, because I'd be pretty scared of me too, because let's be honest, I'm making this sound really easy right now. But that's the thing, is it's not always that easy. I've had my stumbles and I've had my trials and tribulations, if you will, but that ain't gonna happen this time. No, sir. The losing streak has been over. The win streak happens now, and it continues onward and upward. To the title we go, up the league, if you know what I mean. All right, speaking of up in the league, whomever you are, awesome opponent, not so awesome opponent, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you stopping by. But I do want you to take away one special lesson from this, and a lot of people normally don't get it, so I'll lay it out for you. I said it a minute ago, losing to me brings promise to your name. Losing in the biggest, brightest tournament we've had since, the inaugural television title tournament means good things. You competed with the best, you attempted to take on the best, and hey, it happens. You lost. Or maybe you didn't. Who knows? But the reality is you came in, you gave your best, and maybe it wasn't good enough. I'm so nice right now that I'm giving you the idea that maybe you won. Maybe. Maybe you didn't. Either way, we'll see you again soon, because we see everybody and anybody who's jumping aboard the Mo train. I think I got one more stop, a couple more stops, because we're beelining it right to Promo Series and right to you, Corey. See you soon, big dog. God damn it, Rodney!
What's up, Max Wrestling? This is Blade Rodriguez. First of all, I am extremely ecstatic. We have finally reached the day where I can step into the tournament, out of the darkness, into the light of being able to embark on my journey to take on every foe this competition has to throw at me. So first of all, the thanks needed to be in order. Now that that is done and out of the way, I expect to use this platform and this tournament of Max Wrestling as a redemption arc. Now, with it being my first time competing to the fullest in Max Wrestling, one may ask themselves, how is it a redemption arc? It is a redemption arc on my character and on my personal story. To be able to set a new bracket of expectations in order to reach victory on all levels. So, as far as my first opponent goes, Moses, I know you have studied me. I know you have done your research and your homework. However, everything you see is at point face blank value. Does not define the character which stands in your way, the opponent which shall be an immovable rock in the red river of this competition, for it will be bloody. So, Moses, with a staff of prophecy to go up against the biggest and baddest of Pharisees, I am glad to be able to step in this gauntlet and face you. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, will not hinder or prevent me from being able to achieve my goals and my ultimate victory. It is magnificent. The day has come for me to be able to step into the gauntlet in which you cannot even last 9 minutes, let alone 9 seconds against me in this gauntlet. For the expectation not only to prevail over you, my competitor, but to reach the heights of every bracket Max Wrestling has to offer. I will not be stopped. For the blade cuts deep, and the wound shall gouge, whether it is a stab or a slice. For I will do what is necessary to take a slice out of the competition. I will not let anyone stand in my way, let alone you, Moses. For in the book of Enoch is the only place you'll be able to find my prophecy, Moses. And although it is written, you cannot take me down, my friend, my fellow competitor, my opponent. I will do what I must to ensure victory, not only against you, but also every opponent that Max Wrestling throws my way, regardless of their origins, their backstory, or their goals, or who they are. For I am who I am. You are who you are. It is what it is. And what I can say is that it is going to be fun. It is going to be brutal. I look forward to watching you try. This gauntlet shows no mercy for anyone. Neither me, nor you, nor even the champions that sit on top For I am waiting to embark on this trail, this journey, this adventure, with every new day, trying my best to reach the top. For the bigger they are, the taller they stand, the harder they shall fall. And you may feel as though you can stand upon a giant, or even upon a David and Goliath story, standing on top of the Goliath's shoulders, looking down at me as though I am just some inaugural competitor as a stepping stone. No, my friend. You are the stepping stone I shall upheave out of the river, which is the only thing blocking me from my path to victory. I look forward to everything this competition has to offer, regardless if it is from you or even an opponent hiding in the shadows. I used to be in the shadows. I know what that is like. And now I have stepped out of the shadows into the limelight to make my mark on this competition, on your story, in the rubble of your defeat, to be able to claim anew. So, I look forward to whatever you feel as though you must do in order to stop me. But it is nothing more than an etch to my victory.
All right, the official times. It's within that like 2-minute kind of range, so a little bit closer than last week. Last week was exactly 3 minutes. I don't think we've ever had that in TV rules before.
No, I don't think we have either.
So, of course, the rules are longest promo wins unless the longest promo is over 3 minutes than the opponent, then it's a DQ. But this week it is the longest promo that wins. So, El Jefe is on a streak of, what do you want, 3-0?
Back. So I'm on the double.
3-0 in the gauntlet. Comes in at 5 minutes 52. Nice round time for TV rules. And Blade Rodriguez, in his debut, comes in at 7 minutes 18 seconds. Just tips it with like a minute and a half.
Wow.
So the streak ends and Blade Rodriguez goes on to week 6 next week.
Hey. Okay, there it is. It is what it is. Sometimes you go up to bat, you swing hard for the fences, but somebody swings a little bit hard.
Yeah. I mean, we all love a good streak. But I also kind of like it when new guys come in and just are successful. So we'll see more of Blade Rodriguez next week. He has been rumored actually for a while. We just haven't really got to that debut until now. So there is more to come. We'll see who he faces next week in week 6. But like I said, we're not recapping Rampage or Collision this week because they happened before WrestleDream, but we will be recapping TNA and Raw and SmackDown. So let's kick it off with TNA Total Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Impact in 3, 2, 1.
Team Wrestling!
So we're getting closer to Bound for Glory, and last week's Impact kicked off with a cross-brand match between TNA and NXT once again. Jordan Grace, Masha Slamovich, and Sol Rucker defeated Wendy Chu, Rosemary, and Tasha Steelz with a Juggernaut driver from Jordan Grace. But there's a little tension between Grace and Masha after Grace tagged herself into the match. Josh Alexander introduces his new faction, the Northern Armory, comprised of Judas Icarus and Travis Williams. Nick Nemeth comes to the ring but is interrupted by Joe Hendry ahead of their clash at Bound for Glory, asking if John Layfield will be involved in their match. Nemeth tells him not to worry. Do I smell a heel turn? They're both interrupted by First Class and end up with a tag match booked later on. Josh Alexander then defeats Eric Young, but after the match, Young is beat down by the faction as we see Steve Macklin backstage knocked out. Josh Alexander then destroys Eric Young's knee with a steel chair. Backstage, Jordynne Grace finds a wall of Masha's victims with her own picture in the middle. In the ring, Santana calls out Moose and they exchange words before the rest of the system blindsides Santana. Finally, the Hardys and ABC make the save, and it's Moose versus Santana at Bound for Glory. The Hardys versus ABC ends in a no contest as they're all attacked by the system, and as punishment, Santino announces that the system will defend their tag team titles against both teams at Bound for Glory in Full Metal Mayhem. Leon Slater defeated Jason Hotch in a X Division No. 1 Contenders match. Jordynne Grace calls out Masha Slamovich, and we end up with a Knockouts title match at Bound for Glory. And in the main event, Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry defeat First Class as Hendry hits Francis with Nemeth's finisher, the Danger Zone. Nemeth then tags himself in and hits Navarro with the standing ovation, followed by the Famouser for the win. That's it for TNA. Now let's switch over to WWE to recap the smack. So last Friday's SmackDown kicked off. Following the events of Bad Blood, Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns address the new bloodline, and while Roman says they don't need help, Jimmy reminds Roman that he's the only one in the family that still acknowledges him. LA Knight then defeated Carmelo Hayes to retain the US Championship clean with a BFT, although Carmelo was a little distracted by Andrade at ringside. Backstage, Jimmy bumps into Cody Rhodes as they show mutual respect, but Jimmy tells him not to expect any more favors. Kevin Owens interrupts the next match as Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend made their way to the ring. As production cut off Kevin Owens' mic, he takes over Corey's headset before Cody Rhodes runs out. Nick Aldis and security break things up, and Randy Orton pulls Cody away before getting in Owens' face, and before long, Orton and Owens come to blows. Finally, the match goes ahead and Air Jade, yes, I'm still coining that, defeat Jakara and Lash to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships. Backstage, while trying to calm Cody down, Nick Aldis reminds him he has a match against Gunther to prepare for, and Orton tells him to get on his bus and leave for him to fix things. In the ring, Nia Jax shares her plan to beat Liv Morgan at Crown Jewel, then have Tiffany cash in her Money in the Bank on Liv. Naomi interrupts and reminds him that she's pinned them both. Nia calls for a referee, which is followed by Liv Morgan to watch the match. Naomi defeated Nia Jax with a powerbomb after Morgan hit Jax with Tiffany's briefcase. Rhea Ripley then shows up and all hell breaks loose as she goes after Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan before Dominic pulls Liv away. Backstage, Nick Aldis agrees for Carmelo to face Andrade one more time to earn another shot at LA Knight. Meanwhile, Legado del Fantasma take exception and Aldis says Angel and Berto have a match against a special tag team next week. Later on backstage, Aldis finds Kevin Owens attacking Randy Orton for picking sides. And in the main event, Solo Sikoa defeated Jimmy Uso, but after the match, the Bloodline attacked Jimmy and managed to fight off Roman, making the save. Jimmy is then heard telling Roman they need help. Oos. And we're skipping AEW's Rampage and Collision recaps this week because, of course, we've already talked about WrestleDream and we'll be recapping Dynamite a little bit later on. But first, I'm taking one for the team, and I'm going in Raw. So Rhea Ripley opens up Raw to talk about her issues with Liv and Raquel before being interrupted by Tiffany because it's Tiffy time, as Stratton passes on a message from Nia Jax to stay out of her business. As Rhea tries to brush Tiff off, Liv and Raquel attack from behind, and backstage, Adam Pearce books them in a tag match for later on. Air Jade, still coining it, defeated Damage Control to retain the Women's Tag Team Championships as Belair hits Io with a KOD following an attack from Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson at ringside. Backstage, Pearce informs Finn Balor and JD McDonough that there will be a tournament to determine the next challengers for their tag team titles. Carlito then meets Raquel. The War Raiders make their return and defeat Alpha Academy in the first match of the tournament, dropping Tozawa with the Fallout. Backstage, Adam Pearce considers giving Seth Rollins a match with Bronson Reed, but Rollins has only had 6 matches this year, and he's been injured for all of them. In the ring, Cody Rhodes talks about Crown Jewel and is interrupted by Gunther. Gunther tells him to sort out his emotional mess with Kevin Owens because he wants the best version of him at Crown Jewel. Finally, they shake hands. Braun Breaker defeated Kofi Kingston with a spear. Xavier Woods saves Kofi from further damage, but Braun attacks them both until Jey Uso makes the save, and Xavier does not look very much like celebrating. Backstage, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley discuss their respective feuds. Also backstage, Jey Uso bumps into his brother, and Jimmy asks for a second, but Jey walks off. R-Truth defeats The Miz, taking advantage of a distraction from the Wyatt Six. After the match, AOP and Karrion Kross throw Truth back in the ring, where Miz hits him with a skull-crushing finale. Backstage, Jimmy finds Jey again, but again gets the cold shoulder, and the main event, women's tag match, ends in a DQ as Nia Jax attacks Raquel Rodriguez. Ripley then attacks Jax, Morgan attacks Ripley, and finally Jax hits Morgan with an Annihilator. Now let's head over to beer for the NXT round.
What's good, people? This is Beer. This is your NXT review, your World Heavyweight Champion speaking. This is the NXT review for the 15th of October, 2024. We start the show with Tony D'Angelo's North American Championship celebration after his incredible win against Oba Femi last week. Tony D even praises Oba for the incredible title reign, and then to be interrupted by the ruler himself. Oba Femi then announces that the rematch with Tony D will happen at Halloween Havoc, and he said he will not have the family there to rescue him. Oba looked pissed. He even did the spin the wheel, make the deal, and the match has been confirmed as a tables, ladders, and scares match. Banger. We have the opening match of the night, sees the in-ring debut of Stephanie Vaquer, who faced Ren Sinclair, and the Dark Angel has arrived with a beautiful meteor to a pump-on left breaker onto the knee for the 1-2-3. Good showing by Ren. Ren's very solid in the ring, but Stephanie looked great. And it's great to see that Stephanie Vaquer has finally debuted in NXT, and long may these continue. And after the match, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez attack Stephanie Vaquer to be aided by the beautiful Madness Julia, the Dream Team. I say so. Following after the match, Stephanie Vaquer and Julia challenged Team 2001 to a tag team match at Halloween Havoc. Later on in the evening, Ava confirms that that is happening. Do I put a stipulation for that match? Probably not. I'd just leave it as a regular tag match. Next up, we have Trick Williams and Kalani Jordan speaking backstage about the respective championship reigns, and we know who Trick will be facing. That will be decided in the main event between Ethan Page, Wesley, and Javon Evans. Fatal Influence was seen backstage, and they want to speak to Ava about anyone challenging Kalani for that women's title. Next up, we have Lexis King facing Ora Menza in a gentleman's duels match. Now, this was a very strange match, but it was actually quite a good match for these young guns. Lexis King picks up the win with the bridge cradle for the 1-2-3. Lexis showing a bit of respect after the match to shake hands with Ora Menza. Ora had a bit of a miffed sort of look on his face, bless his soul. Next up, we have a vignette with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson issuing a challenge to Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, and that is going to be a banger tag match. And the good news is, that is happening next week. So we're going to have the Sky Pirates in NXT to take on Metaphor. Next up, we have an in-ring return of Nikita Lyons facing Lola Vice. A funny spot early in the match with Lola shaking her big booty, and then Nikita Lyons was down after knocking Lola down. Nikita decided to twerk right in front of Lola. Now, Nikita has not lost a beat. Now, bear in mind that Nikita Lyons has had 2 serious knee injuries, and she's come back. She's looked better than ever, and I'm glad because, like makes now, that women's division now is fire. And to think you've got Delta coming in, still, that women's division is a joke. That you gotta get tested for cheat codes because that women's division is on crack right now. Jada attacks Lola when she's on the outside with a hip knife. Nikita picks up the win with the Lion's Roar for the 1, 2, 3. Ava then speaks to Julia and Stephanie Vaquer after Stephanie's win earlier tonight. As said earlier, the match is confirmed. Fatal Influence interfering things with Stephanie Vaquer and Julia again. Everything they want. Ava said that Julia and Stephanie Vaquer having the match with Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez makes sense. Next week, Ava announces that there's going to be a tag match between any two members of Fatal Influence against Roxanne Perez, against Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. Next up, we have Ridge Holland facing Riley Osborne, and Riley wants revenge for the destruction that Ridge has caused after destroying Duke Hudson and Andre Chase. Ridge's chaos continues, picking up the win with the Redeemer Driver, but before Ridge decides to try and redeem a Driver Riley through the announce table, Andre Chase makes his long-awaited return. We have not seen Andre Chase since No Mercy. So I'm so happy Andre's back. I'm a big Andre Chase guy. And that is a teachable moment. So welcome back, Andre Chase. The competition early in the evening sees Ashanti the Adonis face Brooks Jensen. And after Ashanti again simping over Brindley Reese and Carmen Petrovich, Brooks picks up a win with a very, very solid, like a hangman DDT off the top rope. And Brooks is a stud. I've said for a long time, this kid's going places. And obviously we know he's got problems with the last things in the past, but I'm happy he's done well. I'm glad Brooks has come back beast, but Carmen gave a look to Ashanti. I think most men will probably fold in about 10 seconds. Anywho, so just to confirm again the two matches we have next week, we have Io Shirai and Kairi Sane against Jakara Jackson and The Last Legend, and also we have Stephanie Vaquer versus Stephanie Vaquer and Julia facing Fatal Influence. Main event of the night, we have a triple threat match. Who will face Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc with Javon Evans, Ethan Page, and Wesley. This was a banger main event, with Ethan picking up the win, surprisingly, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. Because I think what's going to go in, this is going to be the blow-off match between Ethan and Trick, and you're going to have a banger match between Wesley and Javon Evans at that pay-per-view. Sold. Instant. There you go. Sean, learn from me, brother. Thankfully, there is no wooden spoon moment this week. So the wooden spoon is over there. Anyway, and after that, we have the spin the wheel, make the deal. Man, this is going to be a devil's playground match. No holds barred. Love it. Very solid show. Very enjoyable. And I'm gonna know all the cock blowers all there. I'm gonna say, NXT's ratings have gone down. You expect it. You expect NXT to be in the fucking 600s, 700s. You expect it. Anyway, but my sources are now saying the champ has got something to say. It's time. It's time. It's time. You know the time. We're going to go to the best tag team partner the world can ask for. And after what you said last week, partner, beer gets battered everywhere we go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Anyway, last night at Dynamite. El Jefe, brother, take it away.
Last night.
Oh, God, I love me a good intro from the greatest tag partner a man could ever have. Thank you, Beer. So that's right, let's jump into last night on Dynamite. A little bit of a snoozer, but we kick off with a pre-taped segment promo from Jon Moxley and the rest of the, I guess, the BCC still, after the post-Bryan era and the post-Bryan beatdown that went down at WrestleDream. This happened, literally, they filmed this shit right after the fucking show ended because there was fucking fans screaming in the background. Absolutely love it. We go to the ring and Adam Cole comes out to the show, basically explains how he's a babyface again, never really turned heel. He just played MJF, calls out MJF. The music plays, but MJF is actually in the back. He responds via satellite, and it's betrayal mode all over again. It's exactly where we were going before this whole thing got going, and now it's flip-flopped. And it's okay. It's okay that it's flip-flopped because we're still going to love it. In an interview with Renee from WrestleDream, Jericho claims that Mark Briscoe cheated and he demands rematch because, sure. Renee gets a live reaction. Mark then agrees to a ladder match next week, a ladder war, if you will. And all this is all stemming because Jericho cannot keep Jay Briscoe out of his mouth. FTR, who was then also introduced by the crazy Mark Briscoe, defeats Big Bill and Brian Keith. They are then confronted by the Outrunners. All the while, LFI are watching in the background. The rebuild of the tag division is happening right here, right now. And you know what? It needs to be led by the Outrunners. I said it. More Renee stuff backstage. The Acclaimed. Max Caster calls himself the best wrestler in the world. Live again. Stop. Please stop doing that. Stop. I've said it for weeks on end. You're not even the best tag team in the game. Stop it. MVP interrupts and tells them to, tries to do business with them. Obviously gets shut down. MVP is getting no love here in AEW, and that's perfect. Mercedes Moné defeats Quinn Anamita with the statement to retain the TBS championship. Nobody expected Anamita to win, but hey, glad to see her on Dynamite. Backstage with Renee, she's fucking working her ass off. She is. Talks with Private Party, who then requests the Young Bucks to be present. Private Party want a rematch, and of course, Matt is like, or Nick's, it's Matt. He's like, you know what? I think you guys have a point. And Nick's like, I don't care. You're not getting it. Love Nick Jackson. I absolutely love Nick Jackson. He's the fucking best. They're not going to drive a wedge in between them. We go to another part of the area. The Bucks are joined with the Elite forms up, and so it's the trios. Jack Perry. They wish Kenny Omega happy birthday. And they said you had 25 feet of your gross intestine, or like or decayed intestines removed, and then they dumped fucking what looked to be like cow intestines and liver and all kinds of bullshit all over this cake. And I was like, oh, you ruined a good cake.
Also,
It is what it is.
Happy birthday, bitch.
Oh yeah. First off, good goddamn well Kenny was laughing his ass off when Okada said that shit, because I know I was. So, but yes, happy birthday to the great Kenny Omega. You're the fucking GOAT. Please come back soon. We need you. But at the same time, get healthy, because that's the most important part. The Conglomeration versus the Elite ends in a DQ when Wheeler Yuta fucking literally comes out of nowhere and attacks Orange Cassidy. Just blindsides the fuck out of him. The rest of the BCC come down and literally wipe everybody out. Top Flight tries to come in and make a save. They get fucking schmurdered. The Dark Order comes in and tries to make a save. They're fucking murdered. That's it. The Elite are standing there. The EVPs are like, well, what do you... I want to say Alex Reynolds comes down and is telling the Bucks, well, what are you guys doing? They're kicking our ass. And they're just standing there like, okay. And it's Jack Perry that leads it, tells them, nope, let's get out of here. So it makes me start to think that maybe Jack's like the mastermind right now. You know what I mean? They're playing it up so much that he's the boss, which is a little weird to find out that the fucking Bucks are talking to a kid and the kid's the boss man. But hey, to each their own. Backstage, Danny Garcia and Private Party confront the Elite for not reacting, which every right to be. Shelton Benjamin goes on to defeat Leo Rush with an exploder. After the match, MVP sends a message to Swerve. I do not need to be seeing 49-year-old Shelton Benjamin on AEW television. I don't need it. As a sucker for college wrestling as I am, I don't give a shit that Shelton Benjamin is a two-time fucking All-American. That happened in the 1990s. It's so irrelevant right now. It's not even funny. Okay. Not even funny. So stop it. Let's see. What else have we got? Oh, that's right. The fucking goddamn Schiavone comes out and literally Don Callis is standing there trying to cut this awesomely intimidating promo of how they're going to go after the tag team championships. And fucking Brian Cage is sitting there and the titties are going bananas. He's Big Papa Pump. He's just fucking flexing on fucks just all day long. I love Brian Cage. He's the man. Kyle Fletcher says, you guys want to know why I did what I did? Too bad. Perfect fucking heel line. Love it every time. I kind of do we hope they win the tag titles. It'd be kind of sweet. Swerve versus Shelton Benjamin is announced for Fright Night. But before that, actually, Mariah May's in the back. She's pissed off because there's no competition for her. They're either injured or they're in another country. Very, very, very fired up. Anna Jay gets in her face, slaps her, or actually slaps the CD out of her hand. Mariah goes to go I'm sorry. It's Anna Jay goes to go slap Mariah. She sees it coming. She ends up whacking the shit out of fucking Christopher Daniels. Thought it was fantastic. But Anna Jay, we need to build somebody.
Yeah.
Anna Jay may not be it, but come on now. Again, for like the fucking 17th interview tonight, Renee goes to talk to Ricochet, who has one of his better promos, believe it or not, actually talking some good stuff, saying that he still hasn't been pinned, and he kind of wants a shot at something. What that something is, I still don't fucking know. Then backstage, this is very NWO Nexus. The BCC are beating the shit out of fucking the Dark Order and Top Flight before literally speeding off in a truck. Couldn't have read it better. And then at the main event, which was not really a main event because we didn't know it was the main event, with an assist from Hangman Adam Page, Christian Cage picks up a win against Jay White in the main event. So the feud between Jay White and Hangman Adam Page is not stopping anytime soon, and that's cool because I'm all for it. Christian could use the W's. I'm just kind of waiting for him to cash in at the perfect time.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it was the main event. We didn't realize it was a main event until we noticed how much of the show was left. So
yeah.
I mean, nothing against Christian and Jay White. It just didn't really. It wasn't built up as a main event.
No, not at all. They didn't talk about it like a main event. They didn't. Yeah, I just said there was no build. There was no nothing. It was just you figured it was one of the matches because we had so few.
I don't know what else could have been the main event. Like nothing else was really popping. It was a very storyline heavy episode and very little emphasis on the matches. All about picking up from WrestleDream and building up to what's to come.
But then even then, they really did it because they showed more fucking highlights than they actually talked about it or any fucking, where are we going now? Like, it was poor.
Actually, I think like the whole angle with the BCC continuing the beatdown on Dark Order backstage should have ended the show.
Yes, that's how you end the show.
But that was, like a good half an hour, maybe more before the main event?
Mm-hmm. A good half an hour.
So, yeah. Mixed bag of a Dynamite, but not the worst.
Not the worst. No, not the worst. But you want to know what's not the worst? Halloween. At least that's what the kid's saying. Halloween is officially 2 weeks away. And for the first time in this show's history, our Halloween episode actually happens on Halloween. What do you know? I'm saying Halloween so many times, we're getting paid for it. And if Halloween, we're going to have a Halloween match. So the two darkest souls in all of Max Wrestling this shape and the Demoness are teaming up, and I'm already shaking, to challenge none other than the Carolina Reapers for the Max Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
Yes, and once we survive Halloween, our next Max event is Promo Series 9 Shoot to Kill on November 28th, featuring a rematch a year in the making, but this time for the Max World Championship. As Mike Larkin returns to favor and answers Beer's open challenge, they go head-to-head for the second time a year after the first time.
Go get a beer. Plus, the Knowledge Championship will also be on, and another gauntlet. But this one is a very traditional winner stays on gauntlet. It's always unpredictable. Last year, we had a new champion. 2 years ago, we had not one, but two new champions. And this year, and the year before that, Phoenix actually survived. So, can he do it again? He's got 3 opponents to go up against. He starts with me, and he's got to follow it up with Kenny Killa. And, of course, we got to throw it in a mystery third opponent.
Love a good mystery, and I love the winner stays on gauntlet. Cypher also defends the television championship against the winner of the currently ongoing Golden Gauntlet. I thought Mo might have made it all the way, but can Blade Rodriguez make it all the way? I know Cypher has been watching the competition, and so have I.
That's right. Do not forget one of the most intriguing stories in Max Wrestling with so goddamn much history. You can look it up on the website. The Captain and the Walker look to finally settle the score in a TV rules grudge match.
Yeah, only one can survive. And speaking of which, we'll also be predicting Survivor Series War Games. Go to maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com/promo series for more information.
right? And the theme song for promo series is Behind Enemy Lines by Captain's Revenge, taking from the Cap's debut album, Monster, available on Spotify, Apple Music, and whatever it is you can stream music, and it is live right now.
Yeah, go check it out. And I think it's time that we put some points on the board because we got 2 lists. One of them's nice, one of them's not so nice, but we always check them twice.
Hey.
Nailed it this week. It's time for the bellend board.
Oh, we got points today.
Bellend? A bellend? You're a bellend, mate. Look, bellend 1, bellend 2, big veiny bellend over here.
Okay, so my first set of points, I got to put this on.
Got a prop this week.
I got a prop this week. So here we go. We're going to fucking cover the mic and shit. Y'all see that lovely name right there? Yes, this is an NFL team. I know we're rocking the James Madison. I can already sing right now, but we're not going to do that. I want to stick with this right here. So, as you can tell, as I've said many times, and I've had many fucking live videos or whatever, I am from the beautiful San Diego County of San Diego, California. Okay, I don't live in this actual city of San Diego, but I'm here. This is me. This is it. San Diego is in my blood. Mr. 619, Rey Mysterio, lived, grew up out here. I want to say East Lake, which is, again, a part of the San Diego County. He is from here. He is a known San Diego, now LA Chargers fan. However, somehow, some way, over this last week, everything has gone to shit. It's as if Finn Balor decides to put on an Arsenal jersey, which, as we in the football land know, you don't do that. You cannot go from one team to the biggest rival they have. But Rey did it. Rey not only showed up at Las Vegas Raiders practice facility, he wore a Las Vegas Raiders branded mask. He was given a Las Vegas Raiders branded jersey with 619 on the back. That's San Diego, you fuck. And he's rocking the dog piss out of it, saying, "Go Raiders." So I know that there's some crazy American football fans out there that are like right there with me. They're foaming at the mouth already. You cannot do this. You can't be flip-flopping this hardcore. So for this week, as glorious as it is, as long as I've been a fan, and that's how many points you're going to get. I have been a fan since the day I was born. So for you, Mr. Rey Mysterio Jr., 35 points onto the bell end board for pissing all over what our city fucking built. For, yes, granted, yeah, they moved, okay? You want to get into politics? You can't fucking ask a whole fucking city what they wanted to vote. No, you ask one small town what they wanted to vote, and they said, no, we'd rather have Comic-Con. But guess what? It didn't affect them. It affected all of us, and now we're missing out. But that doesn't mean we go jumping ship. Doesn't mean we go jumping ship. You, sir, are a saboteur and a betrayer. Anyway, it's beside the point. Had to go on that gigantic rant. Give him those. I want to add some points to Vince. I got a chance to finally finish the doc, and we've said it for a couple of weeks. The doc was strictly for casual fans. But you know what? When the casual fans have this sheer look of fucking disgust, you know you're a piece of shit. So I'm going to give an easy 15 points to Mr. Vince McMahon for the documentary and how he just blatantly doesn't give a rat's ass, was willing to talk about any and every fucking topic there was until the fucking topic of sexual assault came in, and then all of a sudden he didn't want his interviews to be recorded. Like, oh, fuck off. So because of that, Vince gets a nice 15. I believe... No, that's not true. I want to give 20 points to the whole BCC.
Oh.
Why? Because attempted murder is illegal. That's really my only reason. It's just, I'm loving this, but as we said in the TSK, I need a little bit less attempted murder. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I also think the heel turn, we should have mentioned it. The heel turn from Wheeler could have happened.
Yeah.
To cause the end of the match, not like after the match.
Oh God, that would have. You know how much, but that right there builds an even bigger story, because then that gets to, like, it's already weighing on Wheeler now. Imagine not only did he do what he did to Bryan, but he then cost him his full-time career.
Yeah.
Like that story right there would be fucking massive. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, and also Bryan very slowly backing into Wheeler. Because he was just getting up from the beatdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 points to the BCC. So Vince McMahon is actually the only person on the board twice. Because he's there solo, and of course he's up there with the sex ring.
Nice.
So we haven't really tracked his solo points, but he's now on 45.
All right.
All right, let's go to the other list, which is the good list, which is the Bruv board. Bruv.
Brother.
We got to give B-Drive points right off the bat. Closing the book on his full-time career. Where is he? He's on 35. Oh, man, I can't give him 5 just to match Roman. Let's go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try and get him to tie with Sting. So I'll give him... Oh, shit, I got a math.
Did you give him 15? Shouldn't that put him at 60?
Oh, so yeah. Give him
17.
17. That puts him on 62.
Hey.
There you go. You're in good company with Sting.
There it is.
Who else got to get points? Let's go. Actually, you know what? BCC are on the bell end board. I'm gonna have to give points to Mox because he seems like a very fucking dangerous prick right now.
No, I mean, it's working. It's working.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what he should be doing. Oh, fuck. I need to fucking alphabetize this list because the Bruv board is huge. Like, it's almost twice the size of the bell end board right now.
I believe it.
It's just the same people being Bellends this year.
Hey.
Mox is on 10 points. So, yeah, I'll give him another 10. Put him on 20.
That's good. That's doable.
Other than that, nothing really stands out this week.
Nothing too much. Nothing too crazy. Everything was pretty chill. I mean, we had to deal with the murderousness and then got ready for Dynamite, which was
Oh, actually, I'm going to throw 10 points out to somebody who, as I mentioned, should have more TV time on Dynamite. That being Layla Gray.
Hey, all right.
Just because last Dynamite last night was smoking.
Mm-hmm.
That's me sleeping on the sofa tonight.
Hey-o. Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. 10 points to Layla Gray. Yeah. I don't feel like dishing out any more points this week. There we go. All right, then. If you have any suggestions, like we say every week, please don't be shy to add your own names to the bell end and the Bruv boards. Just let us know in the comments who you think deserve points, and we'll hand them out next week. Yeah. And that is it for this week. Thank you for joining us. I hope we rocked you harder than a homicidal clown at Christmas.
Hey.
Even.
A lot of blood.
Yeah. A lot of blood, a lot of guts. A lot of Chris Jericho losing his face.
Hey.
Before we close this up, let's find out what Host Mo and the TSK have for you pencil neck geeks with a roundup of Click Talk.
My goodness. So it finally happened, as they say. The hiatus has finally come to an end. Episode 32 of the Kicking It with TSK has finally went live. We reviewed WrestleDream. It was DC, Rob, and myself. No Harold. I can't say I blame him. He was pretty back and forth on that show. Hey, he has strong feelings. Maybe next time we'll get him on the strong feelings. Archived episodes are coming. Don't be stressed on that one. There will be a return of the Max Footy Pod, or at least there's going to try to be. Again, there's a lot of stuff happening. The international break just finished. However, it's not La La Land in the United States anymore with fucking Mauricio Pochettino. So there's going to be some stuff talked about with that, hopefully. And all that fun stuff should drop this weekend. The TSK should be back. Full Gear, I want to say, is coming up next. Survivor Series is another one. So don't be surprised if we get a review out for both of those. But again, the fun way, the only way to be able to keep track of all that fun stuff is following on all of these social medias. Evil X, or Twitter.
Sometimes we're Evil Max.
Hey, sometimes. Max Wrestling UK, Captain 512, SMR.net, Max Football Pod. And of course, the beautifully done website is right there waiting for you to type in maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com and hit that lovely subscribe button, follow button right here on the YouTubes. And of course, go on over to the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitters, the TikToks, especially our TikTok, and Corey the Cypher. Go check out After the Match. It was super good. And you have to check them out.
Yeah, that's it for this week. Head over to Cypher the Prophet's TikTok right after this show. QR code is right up there. For the official Max Wrestling post show, I will try and hover around like I was last week. But join us next week for Bound for Glory predictions. I know we don't do TNA pay-per-views very often, but Bound for Glory is the big one.
Go.
Plus, week 5 of the Golden Gauntlet, and we will hear from Mike Larkin as he addresses beer. Is it week 5 or week 6? Week 6, I think,
Week
actually.
6.
Yeah, and we hear from Mike ahead of his world title challenge against Beer at Promo Series. Still got a few weeks to get there. You've been watching The Cap and Mo. Goodbye. Mwah. Now go watch Cypher. Goodbye and good night. Yeah, I swore on Corey's TikTok last week and they deleted my comment.
Yep.
Let me say bell end. I even tried to emoji it and just put an emoji of a bell and then the one that says end, and they fucking erased that one too.